Israel was built on myths. In fact, it was sustained by myths. From the very early days of Zionism, where they coined this ridiculous claim that Palestine, historic Palestine, was a land without a people for a people without a land. And then they chosen themselves to be the chosen ones coming back home. And with time, they developed all of these ridiculous myths of having an invincible army and also the most moral army in the world, not just in the Middle East. And also, they became the only democracy in the Middle East and all the rest. Israel has the right to exist. And if you criticize Israel, you are anti Semitic, and so forth and so on. Cliches, slogans, and slogans that had nothing to do with reality whatsoever. What made these slogans functional from their point of view is the fact that it was repeated or they were repeated by mainstream media, by politicians, by Western governments, day in and day out to the point that they became a truth. And those of us who dared criticize were muffled, were kept out of the conversation altogether. We were marginalized. And those of us who made enough fuss and enough noise, we became pariahs and we were pushed out of our universities, pushed out of conversations, blocked on social media, and so forth and so on. But now these myths, every single one of them, have been shattered to 1,000 pieces by the Palestinians resisting in Gaza and because of the Israeli genocide in the Strip. And now it is time for truths to replace myths. For example, the truth is Palestine was not an empty land, but is the historic home of the Palestinian people. And they are the ones who are in fact chosen by God or any other. That's not the issue, but they were chosen due to their immense sacrifices and their love for their homeland. They are protecting it now as we speak, while Israel is destroying it. You can't possibly be the chosen one for loving this so called Holy Land when you are burning it, erasing it, destroying it in every possible way. Palestinians are chosen because of that relationship with which they have to their land and because the amount of resistance and resilience that they have shown in doing so. Indeed, Palestinian resistance is the stuff of legends. We must accept that. We must admit that. We must stop trying to avoid that, fearing repercussions that we might be sympathizing with you know who and that sort of thing. This is not about you know who, it's about the Palestinian people. They are resisting as they have always done, be it socialist or Islamist or any other ideological breed, it doesn't matter. They resist because they belong to that land and because they have the right to defend themselves and because they deserve their freedom. A coveted freedom that has been in the making for nearly a century. Now, in order for the Palestinian truth to replace the Israeli myths, this doesn't just happen haphazardly. It has to start somewhere. And we have to participate in allowing these truths to replace those shattered myths. And we do so by paying full attention to the Palestinian people themselves, by giving their voices centrality, by speaking on their behalf as if they have no voice. And more importantly, stop talking at them, telling them what is good for you, how you should live your life, how you should behave, how you should conduct yourself, your resistance, how you should speak, what kind of words you should or you shouldn't say. Enough with this. It really has always been nonsense from the very beginning and quite dehumanizing, to be honest. But now, after the genocide in Gaza, we should quit that entire futile exercise altogether. Now it is time for us to stop talking and start listening and allow Palestinians slowly to replace the Israeli myths with their truth. They are the ones who are making history and they are the ones who have every right to write this history. Thank you.